The date is December 27th, 2020. Z pinged everyone about a planned collaboration for a tower, and he needed some participants for it. In total, 8 people volunteered to create the intense difficulty tower altogether. It was making good progress. For a while. As weeks went by, and as people started to lose motivation, the building progression slowed down, and eventually, the project remained dead and silent for a year. No activity was happening. Nothing was added nor subtracted. It just remained lifeless. With 4 floors incomplete, it didn't seem like the project was ever going to be finished. Until I stepped into it again. Now the first question you may be asking yourself is who participated in this mega collab? Well, when you beat the tower, there's a little room you drop down to that's full of T-posing people. These are the creators of the tower. They are Z, Coded, Zoe, Veg, me, Andrew, Savage Ninja, and Demolisher. You may also notice someone else laying on the floor in the corner. That's Var. Long story short, due to him making low-quality gameplay, he was replaced with someone else. Anyways, there aren't really a bunch of screenshots during the tower's development. Even the ones I have with me are useless to say the least. It's fine. I can at least go over the more important, or just more interesting, part of the tower's history. The tower was making some good progress, but there were some pretty strange choices that each of the creators made. For example, Floor 2, made by Coded, was supposed to be very long, but after getting to the teleporter in that extension part, you teleport to Floor 3. This also means that these extra walls, which I'm assuming was meant to have gameplay in them, were deemed completely useless. Another is Floor 7, made by Andrew. Some of his parts were just bland, and also had some ridiculous decimal values for the neon inside the trusses. Z didn't care much though. He just wanted the tower to get finished so that this mega collab can actually be done. Before the death of the tower, the floors that needed to be done were the following. Floor 4, supposed to be finished by Veg. Floor 9, which was the only vacant floor. Floor 8, supposed to be finished by Demolisher. And Floor 2, since it was clearly supposed to be made longer given the extra walls. Even though the teleporter leads to Floor 3, I'm still counting this as an unfinished floor. Anyways, it was getting close to finishing, but everyone's motivation started to fade away. Veg forgot about the tower, Demolisher was working on other things, Coded was more focused on his own fan game, and no one felt like taking the open floor. Unfortunately, nothing could be done about the loss of motivation. No matter how much Z convinced people to finish their floor, it was like talking to a set of brick walls. This is the time period where the tower gets 0 updates for nearly 1 year. Periodically, Z would mention Tower of Epic Collabs in Discord calls and voice channels. However, no one wanted to finish their floor. They've already forgotten about the tower, and they were busy with other crap anyways. I could tell Z was pretty desperate, given how close the tower was to completion. I started thinking that if it were to be finished, it would help out ZToA with its lack of towers. Not only that, it'd be a relic of the past, and everyone could see it. It also has some pretty good gameplay at some parts. Keyword some. So making it die like that would make it a waste. So I made my choice. I opened up Studio and did the unprecedented. Now the date is February 10th, 2022. This was a pretty important day because this was when the revival of the tower started. I decided I was going to finish, refurbish, playtest, buff, and nerf things throughout the whole tower. I felt like I needed Z's permission, so I told him about my project. He was just glad someone was finally working on the tower, so he let me. First of all, I tried to finish on Floor 2. If Coded wanted it to be the longest floor, yet have these useless walls, I may as well utilize them and extend the floor to be lengthy. While doing that, I was also nerfing and buffing a lot of things. You have no idea how inconsistent the difficulty was at times. Take my floor, for example. It didn't need a lot of nerfs, and only small changes were implemented. The floor above is Zoe's floor, which required tons of nerfs. I was also trying to finish the Vege's floor. The concept was cool, but it made building slightly tedious. On February 26th, Coded's floor was all done. Then around the midnight hours of February 27th, Vege's floor was completed. I was making really quick progress on this tower's revival. I didn't exactly tell anyone about this, because I wanted it to be a nice surprise to the original creators of the tower. Only a handful of people knew about it. On the same day in the afternoon, Demolisher's floor was finally completed. This meant only one more floor needed to be completed. Floor 9. It's a floor that nobody claimed and therefore remained untouched for around 2 years. To be honest, my motivation levels were pretty high at the time, so I decided to just go ham on the floor. It was a little difficult to come up with good gameplay, but nevertheless, at around 10:40 PM, the tower was all done and submitted. A few of the original creators marveled at the submission. They haven't thought of it for a long time, so this was a big surprise. It took 17 days to revive the whole thing, and now it's time for the curator to review it. Who reviewed it again? Let's see. Anki!
What the fuck?
Well, you could tell what happens next. He didn't even try that much with the review. Some of the points were unfair and biased, and in the end, it got an 18 out of 30 score. Needless to say, I was annoyed, and told Z that after a few slight changes to the tower, he should just auto-confirm it. He agreed that Anki reviewed it poorly, but he was unsure whether to auto-confirm it or not. In the end though, he complied. After I made the changes, he made the model, and confirmed it for Dimension 2. But honestly, I might prefer the tower to be in Ring 3. That's just me though. This was quite a classic relic of a tower, participated by 8 creators, that was started back in December of 2020. It died out, and for more than a year it never received a single update until I stepped in to save it. I'm just glad I did it, because it covers a lot of history about something people generally don't know much about, and that's what makes Towers Epic Collabs so special. It's unique, and one of the first collab towers in the game, with Citadel Temptation being started beforehand. I wish there would be more collab towers, but we'll just need more time, motivation, and creative ideas. It's never impossible though, so just consider it. Thanks for watching.